Today's top stories at NBR. 2 Degrees confirms 7 board members. National's local government spokesperson says Three Waters reform unravelling. Crowdfunding platform pinged by the Financial Markets Authority, and there's more coming right up. Kia ora and welcome to NBR Today, a wrap of the day's top business stories from the authority in New Zealand business news since 1970, nbr.co.nz. It's Thursday, September 30th. I'm Paul Brennan. Thanks so much for joining us. The Supreme Court has unanimously dismissed a TRANS-TASMAN resources appeal over a 2018 High Court ruling effectively blocking its application to mine iron sands from the seabed off Taranaki. The High Court ruling followed an appeal by several fishing and environmental groups against the Environmental Protection Authority's decision to grant consents for the mining. It sought to extract up to 50 million tonnes of material a year, of which about 10% would be processed as iron ore for export and the remainder returned to the seabed. Telecommunication company 2 Degrees has confirmed 7 board members in the lead-up to its proposed IPO later this year. The company is still couching the IPO in hypothetical terms, but today's announcement of the new look board is another strong indication the NZX and ASX float will go ahead. The board of the newly publicly listed company would include new members Catherine Mitchell, Meg Matthews, John Stanton and Mark Cairns, alongside existing directors Kenneth Tunnicliffe, Eric Mickles and Brad Horwitz. The government's consultation with local authorities over the proposed Three Waters reform ends tomorrow, but there is little sign they will agree on how it should proceed. National's local government spokesperson, Christopher Luxon, told NBR the whole proposal was unravelling. He joined the NBR's political editor, Brent Edwards.
I've just watched the Parliament question time this afternoon, and it's very clear that the Minister has heard the message that I reckon about 60 out of 67 mayors and councils are not on board with the proposals as they are. And essentially it's unfolding and it's unravelling, and they're not listening to the government, to local government, and they're not listening to local communities, and they're going to charge on full steam ahead and mandate and make this thing compulsory. And that's exactly what I think the Minister's going to do.
National's local government spokesperson Christopher Luxon with Brent Edwards. TradeMe Group is in discussion with a number of lenders regarding a planned issue of $1.55 billion worth of term loans and expects to have the deal wrapped up shortly, CFO Mark Connolly told NBR. The loans will refinance TradeMe's debt and shareholder loan, with its owner Apex Partners directly benefiting from the refinancing through a $137 million dividend recapitalisation. Connolly said a dividend recap will allow us to sustain our current growth while providing an earlier return to our owners. Since being taken over by Apex in 2019, we've paid no dividend to our owners. The Australian equity crowdfunding platform, pinged by the Financial Markets Authority for failing to file its financial statements, has flagged a material uncertainty of its New Zealand business to continue without ramping up revenue. In July, the FMA issued an infringement notice to EQUITISE, which has been licensed by the regulator as an equity crowdfunding service provider since late 2014. This was because it had failed to file audited financial statements for the year ended June 30, 2020 by October 30 last year. EQUITISE had still not filed its financials, meaning they were about 9 months overdue. It paid a $7,500 fee for the infringement. Get the full details of those stories and more with all our breaking business news, columns and opinion at nbr.co.nz right now. Tomorrow at NBR, in her column this week, Rachel Smalley talks to the latest report on company ethics, while Tim Hunter's weekly column looks at underwrite fees, the easiest money in the market. I'm Paul Brennan. Join me again from around lunchtime tomorrow for the morning's NBR trending stories. Then same time, same place again tomorrow from 5:30 and through the weekend for another NBR This Week.